it will enhance the symbiotic relationship between the federal government and state government. Yes.
And out to security, participants of the Nigerian National Defence College Course 27 have presented the report on the Higher Defence Management and Strategic Studies Research to the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The Vice President told them that President Muhammadu Buhari is greatly concerned about ensuring the recharging and revitalization of the Lake Chad Basin so as to effectively tackle the issues of security, livelihood and development of the region. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
A report presented by the participants is titled Water Resource Management and Regional Security, Lake Chad in Perspective. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the issue of the Lake Chad Basin is of great concern to the President, whom he notes has been advocating for the recharging of the basin so as to tackle the attendant challenges. The Vice President observes that their research work has introduced some fresh ideas and fresh thinking into what the federal government hopes to be focusing on in the Lake Chad Basin. The Vice President says Nigeria would have further consultations with foreign partners and friends to tackle the issues in the region that would benefit all. The Lake Chad Basin Commission member countries, Nigeria, Chad, Niger, Cameroon, and the Central African Republic, are collaborating to provide solutions to security, environmental, and socio-economic challenges as a result of the shrinking of the Lake Chad. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is a regular guest of the National Defence College, making useful contributions to the knowledge of course participants over the last 4 years. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
This is Panorama. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thanks for staying with us. The All Progressives Congress, APC, says its progressive ideology is to ensure that the rule of law prevails in all its affairs and promised not to condone any act of impunity. At a press briefing on the lingering leadership tussle at the Edo and Bauchi States Houses of Assembly, the party's National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Issa Onilu, reaffirmed the decision of the National Working Committee that the issues are clear between the state governors and the rule of law.
On the rule of law, And if the media will champion the rule of law, then the basic questions should be asked. And in the case of Bauchi and Edo, what are the questions? The question is, was there a proper proclamation by the governor over Bauchi, over Edo? Did they do that? If they didn't, then the whole country, championed by the media, should insist on that minimum.
In the
possible takeover of the affected state houses of assembly by the National Assembly, Issa Onelu said the National Assembly is empowered by law to take over any house incapable of conducting its affairs. Similarly, the National Working Committee of the party had upheld disciplinary actions against Inuwa Abdulkadir, National Vice Chairman Northwest, and promised to communicate its decision to the National Executive Committee for further action. Disciplinary action was taken against Inuwa by the Magajin Gari Ward A, Sokoto North Local Government, and the party's Sokoto State Executive. A unified procedure for the formulation and implementation of government policies and programs at all levels would enhance good governance. This is the central idea during discussions at the follow-up meeting of the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation with secretaries to the state governments and heads of cabinet affairs offices of states in the Northeast Zone held in Gombe. Correspondent Emmanuel Akila reports.
In the next level of administration, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation cannot afford to allow the traditional ways of running government continue to impede smooth operations. Hence, comes up with a meeting aimed at training the
in supporting the effective delivery of government policies, programs, and projects stated earlier cannot be ignored.
For progressive governors like Muhammadu Ino Yahya of Gombe State, who have a regime change in their states, the synergy with the federal government would give them a clear direction to avoid conflicting policies, reduce wastages, and set Nigeria on a trajectory of developed economies of the world.
I therefore appreciate the SGF for coordinating this important forum aimed at promoting policy development and implementation tracking to fast-track the socio-economic development of the nation.
The training is jointly facilitated by the United Kingdom's Department for International Development, DFID. The meeting is designed to come up with a community of practice to serve as a strategy that would support the states and the country in the desire to ensure sustainable growth and development. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And also sports. Taiwo Mati and Iyanoluwa Falana emerged champions of the National Table Tennis Youth League in Lagos. Ulumide Egutola is our guide on sports updates.
In its bid to develop young golfers in the country, the ladies section of the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja is organizing its 2019 Children's Clinic to identify and nurture them to world beaters. Olaleko Kelajolo reports that 105 junior golfers are taking part in the clinic, which runs from 22nd July to 2nd August.
The motive actually is to catch them young, because if you start playing golf early, you swing better, and over time, your game will improve.
FCT's representatives to the karate event of the 2019 National Youth Games have emerged following the conclusion of the Abuja Under-17 Karate Championships. Bade Adeleye reports that about 100